Now on CoastTV News.
We are now in the midst of a record-breaking drought across Delmarva. I'll give you the update on this dire situation with dryness.
And how this record-breaking drought is affecting people in Sussex County.
Plus, surviving the drought and having evenly green crops, those are the main goals for farmers across Delmarva.
A temporary ban on fireworks, why one group wants that to be permanent.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Here's a live look into Laurel with not a cloud, not a sight of rain in the future. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with that record-breaking drought.
And we're going to turn it right over to our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Christina. Unfortunately, we're going to have to just bring you the news that we not necessarily want to bring you, but you need to know. This drought is serious business. We are right now, standing in the midst of a record-breaking drought. We're talking about 35 consecutive days of dry weather, no measurable precipitation anywhere across our viewing area. Now, we had a couple of sprinkles earlier today, but most of that didn't even reach the ground. Fire alerts are active, major concerns for grass fires in our area, and then more drought ahead because honestly, and I'm not trying to be coy here, I'm saying maybe a shower on Thursday, okay? There's no guarantee that's going to happen. So first and foremost, the last measurable precipitation we had was actually in September the 27th. The old record was set in 2001. As we stand right now, our updated drought monitor is indicating that we are in a severe category for all of Sussex, and now it includes all of Delaware. So think about this. This is actually our graph here, our official graph of what happened with our rainfall for the month. Everything's at exceptionally dry levels at the bottom of the rung here, and we're talking about over 4 inches of rain shy. Now, let's go over the driest weather we've ever had. Now, of course, we're number one right now. The 34 days, that was actually set back in 2001. Then 65, we had 29 consecutive days, which was from April 4th to May the 2nd. So the new record is in place right now, and that's where we are at this present time as far as dealing with it. The only possible good news we have, then maybe in 8 days, okay? Our 8-day precipitation outlook, we're looking at, this is normal, which is gray. We're in the normal category. We're not even in the slightly above category for any additional precipitation. So we're just in the normal category of possibility of any kind of precipitation, which means basically, Charlie, that if we get into our normal pattern, we'll have spotty sprinkles, best case scenario. And I'll have to let you know on the long range when that really is going to be.
Thank you, Paul. And we're going to continue our drought coverage here, looking at how these dry conditions are affecting people like you, like me. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is live in Rehoboth Beach. Brandon, the city is asking people that live in Rehoboth to conserve their water.
Here in Rehoboth Beach, this order was put in just 2 days ago, and people I spoke with on the boardwalk said their water usage will not change. However, in Milton, on your screen now is a construction site that has caused complaints because of dirt and dust on the road, and these drought conditions are making this problem much, much worse.
So every day they come out and work. There's no rain to wash it down. Some mornings you can't hardly see across this road right here. This morning about 9:30, I couldn't see across the street.
In Rehoboth, the city says to be precautious when using personal irrigation systems. In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, CoastTV News.
People are also being urged to be cautious and mindful with a statewide burn ban in place. Joshua Nash owns Nash Veggies along with his business partner, and he says not only has the drought impacted the growth of his produce, but now he can't manage part of his crops.
In a regular season, we would manage with a propane torch and fire, and we would do a little controlled burn on that garden block. But because of the burn ban, we can't do anything with that piece of ground right now.
Love meeting people that. Farmers across Delmarva are doing everything they can to save their crops now and prepare them for the next growing season.
As temperatures start to dip, Denrex says there are ways to conserve water even in the cold. Denrex says make sure your furnace works. That keeps pipes from freezing and reduces the need to leave faucets dripping, which wastes water. In the same vein, insulate exposed pipes. And last, fix any leaks before temperatures do drop. That's going to help you avoid some bigger issues.
One ripple effect of this drought, the state fire marshal has put a temporary ban on fireworks. And now PETA, the animal rights group, wants that ban to be permanent. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us why this sparked a debate in Sussex County.
It's lights out for fireworks in Delaware, at least for now. The state fire marshal issued a temporary ban due to the ongoing drought. Animal advocacy group PETA is asking to make it permanent.
The explosions caused by fireworks are terrifying. For many animals, this proves deadly. Fireworks increase the risk of forest fires, for instance, and animal shelters see a huge increase in the number of dogs and cats they take in around the 4th of July and other holidays where fireworks are used.
But some people, even people with pets, disagree.
Fireworks are awesome. How is that affecting anyone that's inside their house and not enjoying them? I wouldn't put my dog in that position. She would be in the house and she would hear the fireworks and she would make her opinion by barking, but it's not hurting her physically.
PETA also says fireworks can be traumatic for some of our veterans suffering from PTSD. 2 veterans that we spoke with said they understand how fireworks can trigger PTSD and that they've seen that happen, but they believe that banning all fireworks would be too extreme and would infringe on the freedoms that they fought for, as well as impact the celebration of American holidays. In Sussex County, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's the most noticeable drought effect in your area?
Let's take a look at the results. So far, most people saying brown lawns are the most noticeable drought effect in their area. Some people saying low water levels, crop loss, and water restrictions.
If you haven't voted yet, you still can. It's the first time we've run this poll today. Go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app.
Well, if you're serious about surfing on our coast, then you know wetsuits, boards, and other surfing equipment, it's pricey, which is why the Surfrider Foundation created the Wetsuit Exchange Program. It's designed to make sure that those who want to surf, no matter the age, can get gear regardless of their financial situation. We spoke with the vice chair of the Delaware Surfrider Foundation, who says this initiative was inspired by personal experience.
When I first moved to Delaware, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to winter surf, and then one of the elders that I surf with gave me a bunch of his old wetsuits. And so since then, I've been wanting to pay that forward by creating a type of wetsuit exchange program that, gives wetsuits to people who might not have access to them.
The wetsuit exchange will take place on Saturday at Rise Up Coffee Roasters in Rehoboth Beach from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Heading to politics now. In the final lead up to Election Day, Vice President Harris and former President Trump holding dueling rallies in battleground Wisconsin. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us how the two are laying out very different visions for the future, but both urging their supporters to go vote.
Only 4 days left for voters to decide who will lead the country for the next 4 years.
My first priority, which will be probably the package of bills, is about bringing down the cost of living.
Vice President Harris and former President Trump both campaigning in Wisconsin, hoping to capture the state's 10 electoral college votes. The Harris team also pouncing on this comment Mr. Trump made about former Republican Congresswoman Liz Cheney.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
This must be disqualifying.
The Trump campaign responding, stating warmongers like Liz Cheney are very quick to start wars and send other Americans to fight them rather than go into combat themselves, going on to blame the backlash on fake media outrage and calling it an attempt to interfere in the election, echoing the former president's efforts to sow doubt. Meanwhile, intelligence agencies are warning of Russian election interference.
This is all about spewing disinformation designed to undermine trust in our elections and to sow partisan discord. And we cannot allow our foreign adversaries to have a vote in our democracy.
Well over 60 million Americans have early voted, and with time running out, the candidates are pushing to get more supporters to the polls on November 5th. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And be sure to tune in to Coast TV News on election night next Tuesday for coverage of all the key races here on Delmarva.
And just a second ago, you heard a little bit about some of this. Down in Georgia, the state has been targeted by election disinformation and alleged voter fraud. That's according to Georgia's own Secretary of State. He referenced a viral video that emerged on social media Thursday. The original video has over 500,000 views, and it shows Haitian immigrants claiming that he voted several times for Vice President Harris. The Secretary of State called the video fake. He is working with state and federal authorities to identify where it came from. Still to come, how Easton is honoring its heroes.
And extremely dry weather woes come in the form of fire hazards concerning devastating drought threatening our farmland and all surrounding areas.
If you're looking to get crafty or find the perfect gift for someone you love this weekend, stay tuned for your cool things to do.
Hi, I'm Kim Hoey-Stevenson, candidate for Delaware's 6th Senate District. I'm running to be a voice for our community and put people over politics. I'm committed to working in a bipartisan way to protect our open spaces, elevate our education system, and ensure government transparency. From clean water and fresh air to quality education and a thriving economy, we all want the best for coastal Sussex. I'm ready to work hard to make it happen. On Election Day, vote Kim Hoey-Stevenson. Let's build a brighter future for coastal Sussex together. Paid for by friends for Kim Hoey-Stevenson.
Hey Delaware, Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino are bringing betting on football to your phone. From props and in-game betting to the spread and the money line, it's all on your phone and it's all a touchdown. Plus, right now when you sign up, you'll get a second chance bet of up to $500. So huddle up with Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino to place your football bets on the go. Download the app today.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramone's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these. Together, we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
While you're getting ready for daylight savings and checking those smoke detector batteries this weekend, well, why not mix in a little bit of fun too? Well, here's Christina DeRobertis. She's got your cool things to do.
Well, the clocks turn back Sunday morning, which means you get an extra hour of weekend. So some more time for some of these cool things. On Saturday, you can hit Cape Henlopen High School for the 55 Plus Expo. Delaware Resorts will host the 8th Annual Expo from 9 to 4. You can get free health screenings from BB Health and make a difference and donate some blood while you're there. And now that it's officially November, it's time to start worrying about holiday shopping, but don't stress. You can get a head start this weekend at Tanger Outlets Seaside. From 11 to 4, you can find one-of-a-kind gifts for the people you love, with more than 50 local artists, boutiques, and small businesses. Over in Millsboro, there's a craft fair happening Saturday. It's at the Peninsula Lakes Clubhouse, and more than 25 vendors and food trucks will be there. And the Delaware Renaissance Fair continues on Saturday and Sunday. It's Fantasy Weekend. There's music, magic, and costume contests for all ages. Last, you can learn how to make one of these beautiful sea glass Christmas trees that you see on your screen. The Delaware Inland Bays Garden Center is having a workshop in Frankfort on Saturday and will provide supplies. For event details and tickets, just head to coasttv.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
My dad, Mike Ramone, is a different kind of public servant. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right. But I know from my own experience how much he cares about everyone. He's a great father and grandfather. You can see how much their futures matter to him. And he has the same passion for your kids' future. He's focused on fixing our schools and getting teachers and students the resources they need. What I can promise is he'll be a great governor for all of Delaware.
James left his home in Maryland and was driving to work in Dover. Carol left her home in Philadelphia and was driving to a party in Dover. When their paths crossed, Carol ran a red light and crashed into James. He was seriously injured and needed a lawyer, but did he need a Maryland lawyer, a Delaware lawyer, a Philly lawyer? Luckily, James knew who to call. With offices in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, we have the right attorney for your personal injury case. Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
We know Maryland, and we know Angela Alsobrooks is the right choice for Senate.
Angela is the kind of partner I need.
You have a chance to send a leader to the Senate who will always put you first.
She will fight to lower costs and create opportunity.
Control of the Senate could come down to Maryland.
I'm counting on you to support my friend, Angela Alsobrooks.
I'm Angela Alsobrooks. I approve this message. Now let's get to work.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming. Our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Coming out of COVID, the cost of everything has gone up. I am an independent. Larry Hogan, being a Republican in a Democratic state, he represents Democrats, he represents Republicans, he represents the people of Maryland. He has a common sense ideology. He wants to cut back on the taxes, cut back on the bridge tolls. Those are what's affecting us on a daily basis. He wants to see the people of Maryland successful and financially secure.
Stand with Governor Hogan. Join our team by donating today.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
Here at North Bay Marina, we know that boaters have the most fun.
The dry conditions have become definitely dangerous for our area throughout all of Delmarva. Our Bay Health camera in Dover illustrating just how dry and parched it's been. The leaves are changing way ahead of schedule because of the lack of moisture and the elevated temperatures. It's been a combination of things that's made this dire situation a little bit worse. We're looking for clear skies for tonight. Now, I mentioned the temperatures, but let's get through the headlines quickly. Desperately dry conditions. We haven't seen rain since September, the 27th to be exact. In addition to that, burn bans are active throughout the entire state. Please keep that in mind. You can lose control of a blaze very easily, no matter how experienced you are, because we have not experienced this kind of dry before. And we're at 35 days and counting. I'm expecting for the drought to continue because we didn't record any rain today that was measurable. Take a look at the temperatures because this is another concern. You see how these temperatures are elevated in the red here and above this line? These are temperatures that have been between 17, 15, 16 degrees above the norm. When you combine dry conditions with elevated temperatures, that exasperates the situation. And the worst thing you need on top of that is winds. And we have that as a concern too, by the way. 74 right now in Milton, 75 in Georgetown and Seaford. We have temperatures starting to cool down a little bit, which is going to be helpful. Cold front's pushing through, but it's an inert or dry or inactive cold front. Behind it, we have active fire warnings in effect just to our northwest. Now, we're not under a warning technically here, but we're very dry and we have active small craft advisories, meaning 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts accompanying the dry conditions, and that's around the entire Delmarva Peninsula. So there's no place to get a break. No quarter is going to be given with this. We have severe drought throughout all of our immediate viewing area and throughout the entire state. We are now numero uno as far as the list of the driest periods that we've ever had from September the 27th to present, 35 days, and we're still rolling along, and I don't expect any rain, to be honest, for the next 4 to 5 more days. You can see how this is covering the entire state of Delaware. And so when we're trying to search for some rain for the entire previous month, we're supposed to have over 4 inches of rain. It didn't happen. And this is impacting our overall yearly rain count because we're talking about 6 3/4 of an inch of rain, getting close to 7 inches. Now, what are we expecting in the immediate future? The highest amount of rain possibility we have is 12% chance, and that's for Wednesday. We are going to go into a drier or normal pattern, but we've got 6 to 10 days before we get there. You see, Saturday, we're looking at winds pouring out of the north and temperatures in the 60s, so it's going to be a fall-like day. Even as we take a look even further down the road, we're talking about 8 to 14 days, and that's not going to bode well for us either. So tonight, we're talking about 47 degrees, 64 for tomorrow, feeling like fall over the weekend, 61 cooler but clear on Sunday. Quick look at your general election forecast. We're looking for temperatures to stay in the 70s for election day. At least the rain or the lack thereof won't prevent us from our civic duty. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast.
Paul, thank you. The town of Easton spent the morning honoring its heroes. The nationwide Hometown Heroes Initiative features banners hung on telephone poles honoring veterans and first responders. Today, some veterans watched as they were honored, including 2 Easton Town Council members.
Honor them so the rest of the community knows who they are, and maybe we'll be able to thank them for their service. But it's important also because the reason that we have all the rights and freedoms that we do are because of these people. My father and my grandfather will both be commemorated here as well.
It's just an opportunity to fulfill some dreams and goals that my father, I believe, would want me to do, and this is a good way to honor him.
Today's work began with the founders of Easton's American Legion Post 77 and continued down Glenwood Avenue.
Staying in regional news here, parking in downtown Salisbury, it's going to get a little easier on your wallet. The city announced today that starting next Monday, parking is going to be free in any of the more than 250 spaces on the street. Officials say this is a move to enhance the shopping experience. There's a 2-hour time limit for each spot. All parking will remain free after 4 p.m. and all day on the weekends.
Coming up, perks and discounts on Election Day you don't want to miss. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
My name is Bill Colling, and I've known Mark Schaefer for 30+ years. He and I have been able to reach out and reach across to each other for causes and things that were good for people, communities, and neighborhoods. I do believe that Mark being reelected will be great for our communities and our families and things that we need to get done to be a better world.
The savings start early during the pre-Veterans Day sale at Johnny Janosic. Get the area's guaranteed lowest prices on furniture and mattresses. Then choose 0% APR financing for 3 years or take an extra 15% off for cash. You can get this gorgeous reclining sofa for only $899.95 or this beautiful queen panel bed, now only $688.95. Shop the pre-Veterans Day sale going on now at Johnny Janosic World of Furniture and Mattresses.
The Paw Patrol is on a roll to a city near you with a brand new show. You and your kids will see your favorite pups live on stage in Paw Patrol Live, Heroes Unite. Join Ryder and the pups in this interactive adventure across the globe. With audience participation and more characters than ever before, this is one adventure you won't want your family to miss. For tickets, visit PawPatrolLive.com.
Playing White Comico Civic Center November 16th and 17th. Tickets are on sale now at PawPatrolLive.com.
Dad, I need your help. I am in over my head with this house. I've got buckling floors, doors that won't close, sick kids, and a frustrated wife. Did you call Dry Zone? No, I called the cheaper guys. You've got to call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Did you know that some companies are offering perks and even discounts on Election Day? Both Uber and Lyft are giving riders 50% off their trips to their polling place. For those that might be ordering food, Uber Eats is offering 25% off certain orders Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. And as part of its Drive the Vote deal, car rental company Hertz is giving one free day when customers rent 2 or more days through November 5th. Meanwhile, Krispy Kreme is giving away free original glazed donuts to honor their, quote, dough-mocracy.
In consumer news, 60,000 tumblers are being recalled because of a safety hazard with metal straws. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the recall affects 24-ounce tumblers sold in August at Wawa convenience stores in 8 states and the District of Columbia. The commission received 4 reports of laceration injuries to mouths and hands. Customers can return the tumbler for a full refund.
Tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 6 p.m., it's live Bayside Conference High School football when Easton visits Cambridge South Dorchester.
And here are your DSN Plus exclusives at 6. Women's college volleyball when Maryland Eastern Shore hosts Norfolk State at 7. Delaware High School football with Cape at home against Dover. Coast TV News will be right back.
Hi, I'm Kim Hoey Stevenson, candidate for Delaware's 6th Senate District. I'm running to be a voice for our community and put people over politics. I'm committed to working in a bipartisan way to protect our open spaces, elevate our education system, and ensure government transparency. From clean water and fresh air to quality education and a thriving economy, we all want the best for coastal Sussex. I'm ready to work hard to make it happen. On Election Day, vote Kim Hoey Stevenson. Let's build a brighter future for coastal Sussex together. Paid for by friends for Kim Hoey Stevenson.
Say goodbye to sleepless nights and hello to rejuvenating rest. Don't miss Johnny Janosic's Veterans Day mattress sale with Delmarva's largest mattress selection and all the best brands under one roof. Find incredible savings on Beauty Rest Black, Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Serta, Purple, and Kingstown. Change your mattress, change your life. Shop now through Veterans Day Monday, only at Johnny Janosic's Mattress World.
Prince George's County politician Angela Alsobrooks may live near D.C., but she'd bring tons of baggage. Nearly 2 decades of illegal tax breaks, $59,000 in back taxes, and thousands in unpaid bills. A sweetheart tax deal. Typical politician. Slumlord Alsobrooks? Records show she was caught operating an illegal rental property. With so much baggage, how can we trust Alsobrooks to represent us? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The Corolla legacy is earned, rooted in affordable reliability. With convenience and unexpected comfort. Lease a Corolla Cross LE for $319 a month or buy a Corolla sedan with low 5.49 APR. This is my legacy. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma Ludwicki. I'm Paige Ludwicki. And our stepdad, Mike Simpler, is running for the 14th District State Representative of Delaware. We believe that Mike will help to preserve the coastal Sussex County we all know and love.
Mike has always been the kind of person who puts others first.
He's tirelessly served as president of the fire department.
He understands the real issues people face here, and he's got practical ideas to help solve them. He's not just a great stepdad, he's one of the best people I know. Join us in supporting Mike Simpler for State Representative of the 14th District. Thank you.
Football is back on Coast TV this weekend. Tune in Sunday for the Colts-Vikings game. Coverage starts at 7, and then join us for our hyper-local news after.
Keep up with the latest on our drought situation by calling our weather line. It's sponsored by the law offices of Bedman, Dallas, Buckstead, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're looking for that chance of rain to hold off until maybe next Thursday.
All right, thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more of our local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.